Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Root Beer here with question number 11 on our 2010 grade 7 Gauss. The area of the figure in square units is... Okay, so we've got, what is this, a hexagon? Yeah, 6 sides. But it's a very awkward looking hexagon, I'll give it that. And we only have a few sides here, 2, 3, a 6, and a 5, but we do have a bunch of right angles. And what I think we should do is break up a big area that we don't have sort of a good way of calculating into smaller areas, easier steps to work with. And there's lots of ways we could do it. We could sort of cut across here, and then look at that, we've got a 2x3 rectangle, and we can figure out the sides of this bigger rectangle. That's not the only way to do it, of course. We could cut down across like this. There's lots of different paths to the same answer. In fact, there's another way we could do this question, where we could actually add a rectangle. This is a 3x6, so its area is 18. Figure out the area of the really big rectangle and subtract 18 from it. So there's lots of different paths, but with a geometry question like this, we want to sort of have a plan. We want to have sort of a strategy, an attack plan. Okay, so, we pick whichever one we want. I think I'm just going to go with that first one that I stated. Chop off the little bit there. The 2x3. Okay, so we've got 2, 3, 6, and 5. So this smaller, let's use some color. Let's say the red rectangle is going to have an area of 2x3. So 2 times 3, so 6. But what about the bigger, let's say, greeny rectangle? Well, I know one of the sides is going to be 5. Forgot to add in all our right angles here. There's right angles just about everywhere. Okay, but what about the other side? It's not 6. 6 only goes up to this point here. We've got more. How much more? Well, look at this smaller rectangle here, the 2x3. Remember that in rectangles, opposite sides have the same length, so since we've got a 2 up here, we're going to have a 2 down here. And so this side is 2 plus 6, or 8, so this is a 5x8 rectangle, and that's 40. And if we add them up, 6 plus 40 is 46, and that's going to be our area. Okay? Just really quickly, if you'd done this other ways, so suppose you'd sort of chopped all the way down. Oops. Well, I suppose there's a third way, chop it into 3 rectangles. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad either. If you chopped all the way down, which is another suggestion I made, you'd have a 5x6, so you'd get 30. And then a 2x3 plus 5, so 2x8, 16. And you add those up, you also get 46. And the third way I mentioned at the start, which again, I'll just briefly go through here, would be make a big rectangle and subtract 18, because this was 3x6. What's that big rectangle? It's going to be an 8x8. Okay? And so that'll be 64. 8 times 8 is 64, minus 18. And once again, 46. So 46 is always going to be our answer, no matter how we choose to calculate, and you could have come up with yet another way. But C is going to be the answer we're going to elect to bubble in. Okay? That's a nice little question. I like geometry questions that especially have a lot of different ways to do them. And there's a lot of different creative ways to chop this thing up. It's kind of nice. All right, so up next will be question number 12. I will see you there.